Max is if you use both sides.
Are these shift knobs? Are they screw in or is it like the BMWs? They pop them off and pop it
Set
back
screw or?
BMWs don't do that.
Yeah, they do.
on? Yeah, they do.
Was the E30? No, the
Yeah,
E30 we screwed on.
No, it didn't screw on.
It did. I screwed mine on.
After you put an adapter on it and threaded it, but it doesn't screw on. It has
Did
this little tiny.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Pop it
That little toothpick looking thing.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It looked like a slotted screwdriver or something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
hated that.
Looked like a valve stem removal.
Yeah, valve stem. Yeah, it looked like
Valve
just like a
stem
valve stem
removal.
removal tool. Yeah, it's exactly that.
Yeah, I hated that.
Let me think about that. No, I don't know what this has.
Oh well, this is automatic, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it had.
Yeah. I had an automatic.
You didn't take it out, did you?
No, it's still there.
But
The shifter's got to go where the e-brake is. So, anyways, we're live.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. We're back.
Yeah, after.
And you what you can't see is the
After the rope
plexiglass that's in between us.
Yes.
We're in
Social
different
distance.
rooms.
We're in different rooms
Different states,
that have been painted
countries.
somewhere. We all have a Volvo in the background.
we took the piece of the Volvo.
Yeah.
I have a water heater, but
To give
Yeah.
the illusion that we're all in one place.
Well, this is our Zoom meeting background.
of course I
is
got a
what it
cough
is.
now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, perfect timing.
I choked on some water.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
water. It's not.
So, how's everybody been? What have you been up to, Noel?
Well, things haven't been so easy for me.
Oh,
I'm one of the few that had to go on unemployment. So I'm still working on that. But other than that, I've been just following up on drifting, playing a lot of Forza. Just enjoying some time off.
good.
So
Paul?
Still working. I got a Volvo.
Well,
I
nobody
always
cares
had a
about
Volvo.
work
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah, but you're so lucky.
No, we have the Volvo here, which you can't see in my photo or my view.
Background now.
But
You can see it more on
you can
Tim's.
see it in Tim's. Yeah,
Well, let me
so-
take the garbage bag off it.
take the garbage bag. He's using it as a stockpiling shelf. But yeah, I got the Volvo. We're working on putting it probably make most people cry, but I'm putting a VQ in it. So that should be in there probably by next week. And yeah. So what have we been doing?
Yep, you got the rear sump in, right?
Yeah, I got a rear sump pan for the VQ, so that way it'll fit. We have the transmission cross member.
You just got to make the motor mounts.
Just gotta make motor mounts, and it should be good to go. Got a Link ECU for the engine management. Gonna have full PDM inside of it, so it's not gonna have any relays or fuses. It's gonna have just a power distribution module. And then I'm going to go with an AIM dash for the dash. So all the wiring's getting ripped out except for just like the door wiring and probably the rear tail lights. But everything else will be wired with a new harness. That'll be just kind of leaned out. So a good amount of the weight should be removed from the front end and a good amount of the weight from the rear end as well. Going to try the electric power steering on it. Volvo makes an electric power steering pump that a lot of people in Europe use. I've seen so far. And I think Taylor Ray was using it before he switched over to a full electric rack.
Oh.
He switched out, Taylor Ray switched over to a full electric rack.
From what kind of car? From.
He put it in his Miata, his Ellis Miata.
But what did he get the rack from?
I'm not sure
I
where he
know
got
the
the
RX-8
rack.
had
He got it from, I don't know if it was from a Prius or if it was a rack that was made for the Miata, but he hated it. I think he got rid of it already. I think he's back to a Volvo pump or something. But I think he got rid of that rack or depowered the rack or something like that. But he didn't like the feel of it. It didn't give enough feedback. So it didn't feel right. And I guess it just probably did self-steer. I think he lost all self-steer with it.
Okay.
There's a good video on it. He kind of goes through it and shows you what the difference was. And actually, when he won that Clutch Kickers event, he had it and he depowered it.
Oh wow.
So he was struggling. I think he qualified really bad. What I mean, he qualified good enough to make it on
Right,
the top,
right.
and then he depowered it, and then he won the event. So, yeah. So I'm gonna do the Volvo power steering that he had before he had the electric power steering.
Okay.
and that'll be able to. So the only thing I'll have on the engine, as far as an accessory, will be an alternator. I'm gonna get the 200 amp alternator, and that should be able to power the power steering pump and the 2 electric fans and the fuel pump.
Yeah.
I keep on going back and forth whether I should keep the. They have a low pressure pump and a high pressure pump on this car, so I don't know if I'm just gonna do one high pressure in the tank.
I don't know.
mean-
It's pretty easy. I mean, I would just replace. I would leave the low pressure.
So I
one,
can leave the low pressure. I could just
'cause
leave
it's
the low
right-
pressure.
It's set up
and
perfect
yeah.
for an inline. Like,
Well, Chris was saying that the bad thing about the inline high pressures, he said they overheat, but he said most of the people were putting them in the car.
yeah, yours
This
is
one's
on-
going to be underneath the
Right,
car,
so
so
it's
it's
gonna
going to get a lot of airflow. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it'll overheat.
I never had a problem with mine.
So-
Mine were inline. Ever had a problem
Yeah,
with mine. Underneath the car.
Yeah, underneath the car. Yeah, that was when the E30 was right there in the rear.
We went on a drive with Simba had his car, but his
He
overheated.
actually was saying he said you and him went on the ride and he kept on overheating because it was in the trunk.
but he put it in a
sealed
box, a
box?
sealed metal box, so the fuel pump was in there and just
just
getting hot
overheating,
with some
yeah.
other stuff. So the heat it had no air.
Well, this is another thing is that because it'll be a returnless system, because the G35 is returnless. I don't know if you know that your car's returnless as well.
I didn't know that.
So they pulse width modulate the fuel pump. So with my PDM, I'll be able to do the same thing. So I have a fuel pressure gauge or the sensor, and it's going to pulse width modulate that motor and only give the engine enough psi. So
Right.
the basically the motor's gonna be on off just to maintain that psi. So yeah, it shouldn't make the motor as hot, because with a return system you have the pump running all the time, and then you have a fuel regulator to for the pressure. So I'm boring everybody.
So what about you?
Yeah.
Everybody falling asleep.
What was exciting is taking those weights out of the frame rails. I thought that was fun.
That's crazy. Seeing 90 pounds, like almost, I think it was probably 90 pounds. Each one felt like
They were
20
heavy.
pounds
Yeah, they're heavy.
or something like
And
that.
then you have the
or
one on the
30
firewall,
pounds, maybe. Yeah, so the Volvo has weights inside of it for some reason. I don't think
Yeah.
we've seen that on any car that we've ever worked on. I mean, we
Not
worked
that
on
I mean, I've-
240s, E30s, E36s, E46s. I've never seen a weight in
Added,
a car.
like
added, like an actual this is only a
For
weight.
a weight.
Not a structural reinforcement.
Nothing.
Just a weight. So the car comes with 2 weights, 1 weight in each frame rail, and then it has a weight in the back where the firewall is. I'm not sure if there's any other weights that I haven't heard of, but there probably are somewhere.
Okay.
So who knows? I mean, this car is. They were designed it for safety, so there's a lot of odd things about it.
We'll figure it out.
So
What about you, Ben?
Nothing compared to what Paul was doing. I just want to say I thoroughly enjoyed the quarantine life, and it's unfortunate that I was taken away from it.
Yep.
you were taken away from it.
Well,
Yeah.
there was no events. There was nothing to really talk about. We did that Zoom meeting and we talked, but
Oh, taken away from this.
yeah, from this. That's what you meant, right?
Okay. No, I thought you said.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
No, you meant take
you
it
did-
from away from quarantine life.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, anyways.
we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
What about you, Tim?
Not really too much. Just working. Not too much has changed, at least in my household, because my wife's working probably more than she was before. I'm still working. Not as much, but still working.
Okay.
What?
And
Oh, I'm hitting something.
you're hitting the table. Stop hitting the table. And stop.
Can't stop me.
The Z, I added little stuff. I put the wing on, that new wing. Came out pretty nice.
That looks pretty cool.
Other than that, I haven't done anything to the car. Just, nothing.
We
Really?
painted everything. Got everything painted.
I just painted the front lip and
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
the wing.
saw,
That was
I
it.
saw it, yeah.
Yeah, not really too much.
So pretty much.
And that was the wing I stole from Jackson's shop. Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah.
Borrowed.
Borrowed. Well, no, I'm not
Well,
giving it back.
Jackson, now you know where it's at.
You
Yeah.
give it back to him when it's broken.
When it's broken, I don't plan on breaking. I don't like breaking stuff. I don't want to tap walls. Sorry,
yeah.
because I'm the one that's got to fix it and pay to fix it, and I'm just. I don't know. The older
There's
I'm
no
getting,
walls
it's
to
like
tap
I
already.
don't want to fix anything. I don't have to. So I almost I was thinking the other day. Remember Jerry Montero?
Yes.
He used to come out and his car was super clean. He didn't want to tandem with anybody. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know if it'd be that bad, but he didn't want to tandem with anybody.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to get close to any walls. I think one time he hit a wall. He was like, I hit a wall. And it was just like barely. And he was just like, you know?
Yeah, very reluctant.
Yeah. He was. So I get how he feels because he's the same way. He's the one that's got to fix it, and he wants to keep the car looking decent, I guess.
Yeah.
But I am going to OSW next weekend, so
You
that'll
gonna
be fun.
slide?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, take the car up there. I bought tires before the whole COVID thing went down to get ready for PBIR, so I have like, I would say, 4.5 tires.
Oh, the wings
Or
off.
yeah, four
No, it's on. That's
4 and
another
2
one.
halves.
You have another one?
So that wing was part of the original wing, and I took the carbon fiber drift wing that I got from Chris's shop,
Oh,
and I made the riser plates. Like
I
you've
thought
seen
the
RW
top of that. So the top is not that wing.
It wasn't supposed to be that way. No, those little plates that
Yeah, but not the plates. I know the plates are different, but
that wing was from a regular like drift wing. Like
that wing
was the wing was supposed to go on it.
Oh, that was the wing that was.
So that's the wing that's supposed to go, and it's supposed to go in between them.
Oh,
And so
gotcha.
instead, so I
Gotcha,
figure
gotcha.
I'd paint it anyways. So if I do decide to sell the car, I'll put that on there and keep the other one
Gotcha.
to put on the new
gotcha,
car.
gotcha.
But yeah, so I got 4 new tires and the 2 that are on the car now that are like halfway used. So I'm gonna try to burn through all of them
Nice.
if I can. We'll see. How is it on tires? Do you know? Anybody talk to you?
Well, from what I've gathered, is that the Skidpad doesn't have a lot of grip.
Right.
But our friend Gabby, or Gabriel, I don't know however you want to pronounce it. He went out there and he said, yeah, it still eats the tires the same way as PBIR.
Oh, okay.
It's just less grip. So
Okay. As the go-kart track or as like the road course?
I guess as the road course. I'm going off of what he told me.
I haven't been up there in a while. So, and last time I was up there it was a private day with Harry Tavola.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't a skid pad. That was at the.
No, we did a skid pad too, but
Oh,
it
you
was
did?
no course laid out. It was just a private day.
When did you do that?
That was years ago.
Really?
Yeah. Years ago, car was blue, and I took
You went to CRFC.
Nope. No, CFRC. I mean, you're talking way back. No, I'm talking about that was because I took. You know who came with me is my brother-in-law came with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
With the E30.
Yeah, I was with the E30. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I went up there. I did the did the oval a little bit, but the gearing was really short, or I don't know something. I couldn't get it in the third. Like every time I put it in a third, it didn't have power to like. I don't know what's going on with the car. I had issues with the car.
Yeah,
before
that
he
car
did
had
it.
issues right then.
So
What did Jackson do to it to make it work?
he just had to. He took the block that I gave him and had it rebuilt like by somebody that does it for a
Oh,
living.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be doing it. I should just pay somebody to do it. I'm trying to save money. Just pay somebody that knows how to do it, get it done right.
I don't know if they'll save money though.
Hmm?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, for building engines. Yeah.
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 I mean, it worked good on the old, like the Mazda I had back in the day. I was able to do it, and the car ran great.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening with the E30 was that I ordered the gapless rings,
Yeah.
and then the oil rings they sent me were too small. So the oil was getting past the piston, and that was just a nightmare to try to figure that out. But other than that, everything's been good.
Let me ask you guys, what was your reaction when the COVID was starting to spread and causing the lockdowns that it was happening? Were you expecting for it to affect the drift events like it did to Formula Drift? Of all of the things that could happen, did you expect at first for the Formula Drift to cancel their events from the get-go?
Do I expect them to cancel the events?
Well, I mean, as soon as I saw the NBA cancel or postpone their season, I knew this was going to affect all kinds of sports, and especially, motorsports where, there's lots of crowds gathering. I mean, that's any sport, really. There's always going to be crowds, spectators gathering. So I knew that was going to be a problem. And, and the good news is that, well, while it did postpone, it didn't cancel. I mean, we're still going to have...
it kind of did cancel. Like, for us, PBR got canceled for locally,
Canceled
local
for
events
everybody
was.
that had tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that can't cancel.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is that there's still we're still gonna have an FD season, and drift events are coming back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, actually, we're talking about like OSW. They stopped for a little bit, but they kind of were holding private days along the way.
They had private days the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
that's a little different. PBIR shut down, but PBIR, the reason that they're having problems is because the county. The county won't let them open up.
yeah,
So that's what PBIR's issue is.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
different counties were in different counties, and
Well, I know, like I had, like one of our friends owns a CrossFit gym, and he couldn't open back up. They actually, the day that everything was supposed to open back up, his the mayor of Davie said no, you can't.
now there was a CrossFit
Wow.
gym open by
Yeah, that he shouldn't have been open.
Yeah. But anyways, to answer your question, I think if you'd asked me that question in early January, I was like, I wouldn't think it'd be that bad. But as the news started coming out, and you could get,
I think Italy
a sense of
really
it.
kind of sent a
panic.
A panic. I mean, what was happening in Italy right in March looked terrible.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
So
that's
that's
what we were
scary.
expecting. I mean, we do have a lot of people that died.
Right.
Yeah.
And we still have people that are dying.
Right. But
Um,
it's really in the more constant. But like New York is where it really got hit.
New York got
Yeah.
hit really bad. I mean, New
Yeah.
York has almost as many as I think the entire country itself.
Yeah.
I think it's close to the same.
Yeah. So yeah, I it doesn't surprise me. But like I said, if you would ask me in the beginning, like in January, I would have probably said, yeah, no, they're gonna do that. But as we've got some of the headlines from Italy and stuff, I knew it was gonna. I even talked to Chris. I was like, these events are gonna cancel. He's like, well, they're still not canceled yet. I was like, they're gonna cancel because I just can't.
Yeah.
They're shutting down churches and they're shutting all these different gatherings. There's ways around it, and I think we talked about that before about doing a pay-per-view. Didn't we? We had a
yeah. We had some sort of.
They were gonna do that because NASCAR was gonna do the same
NASCAR
thing.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
They were gonna. They didn't actually. I don't think they ended up doing.
Yeah,
it.
they did. They did an event. Well, they did an
I
event
think they
recently.
canceled some.
Yeah,
events.
wasn't Sunday Charlotte?
They just
or
they
something
yes
like
they
that?
just did an event. Yes.
Yeah, they just did an event.
But they were gonna. I mean, they had other events that canceled. I'm pretty sure.
Well, and then Formula D put out a survey asking if you were willing to pay for pay-per-view.
But I was saying that
Yeah.
at our last thing, I was like, why not do it? Because at least you can
Yeah.
keep going. You have minimal staff.
they
It
could
made
have done
sense.
that with
I think they should have did it.
Orlando. They should have just done that with Orlando.
They could have done that with all the events and keep it going. People would have watched
I don't
it.
think they couldn't have done anything with Long Beach because Long Beach didn't happen.
Well,
Yeah.
right. That's because that's where it was located. They wouldn't
Yeah.
have let it go on.
But you could have done it at a track. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
They could have done it, but I think the problem was that the government let them do it, and
Depending
that was-
on where
They would-
the
they would
local
hate-
municipality would
Yeah.
let them
Yeah.
hold an event or a gathering is what it would come down to.
And you
Actually, Dave, once the races start, like the cancellation, once the races started, they're in big. I mean, that's a lot of money involved.
well, you also got to remember that Long Beach is a street course where they build the course off the streets, and
Yeah,
they
but we were talking about that already, but we're talking about what about Orlando or stuff like that? That obviously they aren't going to do Long Beach, but what about racetracks that are already set up? But even then, you're still talking about if they're in the event and then get shut down by the government. I mean, that's a lot of money lost.
yeah.
So.
So it made sense. I think everybody made the right call, whether you believe it's a conspiracy or not.
No, I think it's the right thing to do is just to postpone it. Like with the kids with the school, why didn't they just, instead of trying to keep the kids in school, they should just say, look, we're gonna start next year early and finish the rest of school.
No, that wouldn't have been a bad
That
idea.
should have been
Yeah.
rather than trying to make everybody rush to buy cameras and set and everybody's life is already crazy already. To make it even more crazy by trying to, hey, I have to take care of my kid in this.
Right,
I mean,
right.
to make sure they're doing schoolwork and
Yeah.
keeping their grades up. I mean, it would have been better if they say, hey, let's take summer now. That's what New York did. New York said, we're taking summer now and we're going to start early.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's what pretty much Formula Drift said. We're going to stop.
Right.
And we're gonna reschedule it, and I'm sure they'll probably just run it through the beginning of next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, what was your thoughts when they announced the reschedule? I mean, did you expect it to come back as soon as it did, or did you expect it to end
I think-
the year without any sort
Actually,
of drifting?
actually, for me, I was expecting them to wait longer because the whole threat of the second wave.
Yeah, I
of
thought it
this-
was ambitious, honestly.
I think they're following everybody else. I mean,
Right.
you can see you
They're
see
gonna
NASCAR.
do-
They see NASCAR do it. Okay, we're gonna do it.
Yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, I would tell you if you asked me that question, or to answer that question, is that I thought they were going to wait a little longer, or I thought they were going to cancel the whole year altogether. But I'm glad they're going to keep going because people want to see it. And
Now,
Yeah.
I mean, are they gonna open the event for people to come?
Up to now, yes, they're selling tickets.
but I
Why
think
would they sell tickets? And
Well, they're selling
because
tickets.
they need that revenue.
I
They have
guess I would
investors.
just do a
They have
pay-per-view.
investors. They got to keep.
Well,
happy.
I would have done a pay per view.
Formula Drift is built on investors,
Yeah.
from what I
Well, yeah, it's every company, but
any big big company. But I'm saying, so they got to they have they. It's not like they have
don't know.
that. They got to keep certain people happy, so they're going to want to do it. One, because to keep going because everybody wants to see it, but also because they have that pressure. I would think maybe they don't. I don't know.
And Formula Drift is a spectator event where a lot of vendors and everything come out to showcase to the spectators.
Yeah, to
So-
promote their business.
Yeah, so I mean, that's something that it's very hard to do through the camera.
Yeah,
So I think the best way to get more customers is actually interacting with new customers.
that is a good way. But now, I mean, I would have to differ with you a little bit, or disagree with you a little bit, because marketing is where it's at. You market yourself. You don't ever need to go to a car show.
That's true.
You really don't.
I'm still a little old school. I like to see the product. Like,
I do too.
In my
I agree with
hand,
you.
know?
I like to see. I like to meet the owners and everything like that. I agree with that. But
Yeah.
how many things have you bought
I've
from
been on
Instagram?
vendors, huh?
How many things have you bought off of Instagram just because you see something?
Yeah,
and
I
you
bought
see
stuff
it?
off Instagram.
I don't.
I bought stuff off of just ads I seen
What's the
on
last car
Facebook.
part you bought, Noel?
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
So, but
Probably
like
a
I do
while.
agree with you. It is good for the manufacturers to get out there to meet the drivers, to meet other drivers. It's good when they have different
I don't
manufacturers.
think I've
of
ever
performance
bought
parts.
anything from a car from like,
Shirts and stuff,
I never, bought
souvenirs.
I never bought a shirt.
Me neither.
Really?
No.
I've never bought.
Oh, I have.
I never bought anything. So honestly,
A lot of
I don't
people
know
do
how
though.
effective they are.
A lot of people do. A lot of people do.
No, I know a lot of people do. I'm just saying I'm not sure. I know a lot of. I think they sell more stuff through Instagram.
The thing is,
and
most of the
social
people, a
media.
lot of people that go there, they don't really have that much money, so they're not going to spend.
Yeah, you already
$20,
spent money on
$30
a
shirt,
ticket,
so-
and it's like.
All,
Yeah.
all the car shirts and all the stuff I've bought at the event.
Yeah.
I don't. Buy
I bought
them.
an umbrella, but because I needed one.
In all honesty, the big events, what do we really like to do? We really like to go around and get the free stuff. The free
Yeah,
bags,
that's
the
the
free
best
stuff.
stickers,
Yeah,
and the
free
promotion
crap.
ads. And,
That's the best thing.
yeah, that's
about
what
it.
that's everybody loves doing. I remember we used to go to Nopi Nationals back in the day. That was like the biggest thing. You get you'd walk away big bags full of all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coasters, pens, like you never needed.
That's the only
I got a
thing
whole
is
bunch of like Permatex products
And
last
then
year
where
in
the
Atlanta.
lanyards. I don't know how many lanyards I had back then.
Yeah.
So-
Oh yeah.
Road Atlanta is the best, man. I wish. I mean, we should do a trip one time and film it.
Yeah.
Because that like. If
Well, when is it this year? It's when?
July
already
4th
gone.
weekend.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh.
not going to be the same. Next year,
What planet?
if it comes on a good day, I mean that would be that's a great trip to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun, and you rent a golf cart, and it's so. I mean, you get so.
We'll have to rent like an RV. Or
I
something.
remember
I
me,
never-
Rich.
We could camp out there.
Me, Rich, and was one of his friends. We were weaving this golf cart in and out. I mean, I almost hit a cop. It was crazy. Trying to get out of that place
Yeah.
when everybody wants to leave. No, it's
Yeah,
fun.
the best thing to do
Yeah.
is park outside, rent a golf cart.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
That's
you
what we
park
did.
outside,
We
you rent a
park
golf
by
cart.
where the golf carts are.
Yeah, and then you just drive the
And
golf
then-
cart right out. And
Yeah,
then you
we were
hop in your car.
zooming past people, man. We got out of there so
yeah.
fast.
Yeah. I always get stuck in the lines, and it's
Yeah, you do not park inside.
I make that
No.
mistake every year.
Well,
And-
unless you have a truck where we can where you can set up a tent. That would be the coolest thing is
Yeah,
back
and
up
then
a
wait till
truck
everybody
on the
leaves and
hill.
just hang out and
Yeah.
wait till everybody's
Yeah.
gone and be like the last one to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then you can camp out there, can't you? During that event.
I
There
don't
is a camping
campground.
area.
for that event.
So we just rent an RV. We just rent an RV
Yeah, we could.
and we just pull in there and
Yeah, that probably would be the cheapest way to do
yeah,
it.
that might
you don't have
be.
to pay for a hotel or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I have a friend that lives in Atlanta, so
Well,
We currently still have a house in Atlanta.
yeah, but it might be sold by then.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Never know.
Okay.
Um,
Wow.
Wow.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Where-
You got to keep us on
where's
point
the
here.
GoFundMe account? Put $5 in the GoFundMe account.
GoFundMe
if you guys
account.
want to see a video of us go to.
Oh boy. No, I just just wanted to get to the point to highlight the. So, with all of the quarantine taking place and all the events getting shut out, what I found interesting was how you had like NASCAR transitioning over to having a virtual race through iRacing, if I recall correctly.
I saw
Virtual
I watched one,
race?
yeah.
Per pay-per-view or?
They had all the guys.
It was actually on like Fox Sports.
But it was like a game?
Yeah, it was iRacing.
They were playing in simulators?
Yeah, they were playing in their own simulators at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was really crazy and like.
Was it good?
Who won?
I didn't watch it.
I don't remember.
Well, I just found out about it, so.
Yeah.
I don't remember who won that.
But they did Formula Drift. They were doing stuff on the side. Like different drivers were having games and weren't they? And like doing like drifting events where they were judging and stuff.
Yeah, actually, there was a couple events where they
not so big, but clutch kickers event. Didn't they have a clutch kickers event like
on a Assetto Corsa?
On a Assetto Corsa?
I think they did something, but I didn't pay attention to that.
Someone designed the track, I saw, and stuff like that.
Yeah, somebody made the track. But what I do know is that there have been actual FD judges in some of these virtual Formula Drift events.
Recruiting new drivers.
Yeah, they had a couple drivers, pro drivers. Actually, there was one Assetto Corsa event where Ryan Lantain was judging, and they had Ken Gucci, Ryan Littoral, Kyle Pollard, like a whole bunch of pro drivers actually competing. I didn't watch much of that one. The one I did watch, they had Andy Haitley with the Orange E30. He was one of the judges with Brian Eggert as another judge.
How did Andy Haitley make it to be a judge? He's never even got a podium.
I think he's friends with those guys.
I don't know, but he's pretty good on Forza. We know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now and then on the second one they had Ryan Lantain and Brian Eggert judge.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and on the
who's the third? So one of the judges quit last year?
Andy,
Robbie Nishida was going to be a judge this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Robbie's a judge for this year.
So who's going to be the go in between guy that buffers? Who's going to be the buffer man this time? Because Robbie Nishida was a buffer man last year.
Well, I don't know.
Tony Angelo.
Tony. Hey, I wouldn't doubt it.
But, is he still around?
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't do drift stuff. He's on Motor Trend.
Yeah. He does like the Hot Rod magazine stuff.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. But
at least he capitalized on the opportunity. You know? Yeah. He didn't just like quit and go do something else.
Yeah. Oh, and on one of the Forza events, your favorite announcer, Jared Deanda, was there announcing. And everybody loved him.
You know, they just... I don't know.
Do we have KP on the subject line, or should we?
I don't know about that one. I'm afraid what you would say. So moving on. So what's the next topic?
No, it's just I'm just trying to show you guys the
virtual
the virtual stuff that's going. It's
looks like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently these guys they cover a lot of different events, and they decided to cover the Formula Drift one, the virtual Formula Drift.
Right there.
What? You saw it?
It's drifting right there up top. Road Atlanta. VFD.
Which
virtual Formula Drift?
Keep going.
Left, left. Up.
Oh,
right
okay, yeah, there. Oops, sorry, I can't see from here. Thank you, Paul. Yeah. So you have this. Let me just pause this.
Amazon.
Yeah, this is just an advertisement and so forth. But they did this thing, and it was like a 4-hour stream.
Yeah.
And it's just like the event. They did a great job with the production and all the motion graphics.
Now that's this people, Podium Sports.
Yeah, Podium Esports. They basically got together with the people that did it for the first event, where they, like Noel said, they featured Jared Deanda as the guest announcer. So they it seems like they just kind of like quickly got it together, and then they did it. And for the time that it took for them to put it together, I think they did a good job. So I guess they wanted to up the go up the next level to try to really do upgrade the
Looks
production
like it
value.
started.
And they did a really good job with it. So let me show you guys right here. As you can see, I mean, the stream starts at
Oh wow, they
9
already had
minutes,
an
but
intro too.
They had all of
Yeah.
this stuff going on.
It was crazy.
Oh, they have a one
It
intro.
starts around here somewhere.
Broadcast booth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
So as you can see, they have
So this was a Assetto Corsa, or was
No,
it?
No,
this is
No,
Forza.
this is Road Atlanta.
Forza
This-
Motorsport.
Yeah, but
Oh.
You
Forza
can tell
was
he
set
has
up
no idea what we're talking
I have
about.
no idea.
Yeah.
I don't play
Forza
games anymore.
Motorsport. What is this? Which one was this?
They had
7.
Replay 7. So
Yeah, and a lot of these guys are on wheels and everything. They have their own sim setups. Even for
Since when do they have a rear mount?
oh, that's an actual Formula D car that they painted another paint scheme.
Oh,
on.
okay.
Yeah, so some of these cars they actually have some of the FD cars, and then you could paint over them to make like your own FD car. With
Oh wow.
Oh, look at that.
yeah.
So who was driving? Obviously not.
Did they have like
Formula
a
Drift guys.
qualifier and everything? And they had it was only a pro guys, or was it open to
This was
anybody?
No,
This was not Formula Drift, guys.
no.
Oh, was it?
A lot of these
No.
guys weren't FD guys, but about 99% of them weren't. They might have one or two drivers, but I mean, they have some really good Forza drivers. Which, if you've ever played Forza, you'll know that maybe it's not the most grounded drift simulator. It has a lot of issues, especially if you're on a controller. It might have some difficulties, where it's very hard to keep the car driving in a smooth on a smooth line or angle. And so what happens is that a lot of these guys, they have wheels and they're actually very smooth, very fast, and so these are some of the best Forza players just battling it out. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Kind of weird though.
why do you say that?
You know, it's been going on. This is already 2-3 months? 2 months of this? 2.5 months?
2.5
It's
months.
about 2.5 months.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, kind of flew by.
Yeah, it did. But it does make you wonder what will happen with the second wave.
I guess we'll find out.
Yep.
But what I found strange is that you had going back to my point. So you had NASCAR doing it. I think Formula One did it.
Formula One did esports.
And then I was just asking myself, okay, so I figure at some point or another, Formula Drift is going to do it, and they never actually did. Like, this wasn't necessarily sanctioned by them or endorsed by them.
I got
They
you.
decided to just do it on their
They just
own.
kind of did it, right?
It just featured some of the people from Formula Drift as judges or announcers or even some drivers. But it wasn't a sanctioned event. The thing with Formula Drift that, from what I know, is that their association is with a mobile game and now a PC game called Torque Drift.
Yeah, so they're
And-
not gonna.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so it's kind of hard to like set up a tournament style
On those
event through that. So I mean, you didn't really have a way to sanction a Formula Drift event through these other games that would be easier to do that with.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other forms of or competitive drifting in the whole sim world. I mean, Forza is one of them. Then you have Assetto Corsa where they have a championship called Virtual Drift Championship, and I mean this stuff is serious. Like they have pro drivers from Europe and everything in it, and it's wow. Like I've watched some of the replays and it's pretty impressive.
Well, Assetto Corsa looks pretty good. It's
How let me
Pretty-
ask you this. Not really on, kind of on the topic. How does playing these, has anybody played on a full simulator
so.
before?
Yeah, I
Compared to, like, do you think it is really good practice?
Taylor Ray has a very good video about it. He said he actually talks about Assetto Corsa and then IRL, I think it is.
yeah. iRacing.
No, IRL, I think it is.
Oh, okay.
I think it's IRL. I don't know. It was a game that I first played when I heard about PC drifting, because it's very realistic in how it feels. Not Assetto Corsa. Even Taylor Ray will say he doesn't like the way it feels because it doesn't feel. It's like Forza doesn't feel like a real drifting. It doesn't feel right. Something's not right. You know what I felt like almost had it was and it's kind of weird, was Grid. I felt Grid almost felt right. It was a little too. It always felt like it wanted to drift always, but I felt like that you could feel a little grip in it, and it felt a little bit more like real drifting.
I guess it's however your brain translates what it's seeing and through feeling. Because, I mean, I've played Assetto Corsa, and I'll say it's pretty... I'm not going to say it's dead on, but I'll say it's about 85% there.
If you try the other one, which is... It looks god-awful, but it...
Are you talking about Live for Speed?
There it is. Live for Speed.
Yeah,
LFS.
I've played that. That's pretty good.
LFS feels real.
Yeah, it feels really good. But
And then I can imagine in like... Because I only played it with a wheel and a pedal, and that felt like it felt real. If you had a semi simulator, because Taylor Ray has a $2,000 simulator from Amazon.
Yeah.
It shifts like this. It goes forward and back.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And and he said it really improved his driving. Even playing Assetto Corsa, he said it improved his driving.
Yeah.
So he said
it's good to learn the tracks. If you get all the tracks on there, that's going to help you.
It's not even that. He said it just helped him drive.
Really.
Yeah.
And that's before he had a simulator. All he had was the seat and he didn't have a full simulator where it actually moved.
I mean, if you've noticed, a lot of these younger people that are coming to our events and everything are picking it up very quickly. Like compared to like when we first started and we were trying to figure it out, these guys already have simulators and everything that
It's kind of like seat time almost.
yeah,
really.
they're getting some sort of seat time. It's not 100%, but it's giving them a lot of how to feel out a car and all that.
Right.
Where they can translate what they've learned into a real car and pretty much be like, oh, okay, this is
That,
a few little things I gotta adjust.
That Porsche club in Miami that's going to be in the airport, they're having simulators.
Yeah.
They'll have simulators in there, and they're going to have a bunch of racing simulators inside their lounge area.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch
For
the whole
training.
video. Yeah, I got to watch the whole video. Yeah. Well, I think rally car drivers have been using it for a long time. Right?
F1 drivers have
F1
been using it
to
as
learn
well.
the tracks.
They
and
learn the
layouts
tracks
and everything.
Yeah, but of course their simulators are like way.
No, but I'm talking about like even go back years and years
Yeah.
before the simulators was really a big thing.
Yeah.
Simulators weren't as readily available. It may be expensive for us.
Well,
but
they were always 10, 15 years ahead of us in the sense of what was available to them. I mean, their simulators they'll take a track and it'll simulate every bump, every rumble strip, everything will be like spot on. So that way they know, like when they get to the track, hey, this is there, that's there. I know how to take this line.
right. But what I'm saying is that technology and that driver's aid that was only available to people that were super rich or these drivers that were backed by a lot of money is now available for most of the average guys that they just want to save up a little bit.
I don't understand how we're
I don't
in
know
the...
if it's as advanced as theirs.
No, but like you said,
it's close.
You spend $1,000 on a decent simulator. You don't have to buy the real deal Holyfield, but
No, of course.
No, like I said, Taylor Ray's video, it's a $2,000 simulator, and he was very surprised on what he got for that amount of money. And I mean, honestly, if you're going to spend that much money on a
that is
car,
affordable though. If you're going to get into it seriously and you want to, that's easily worth its weight in tires and track time.
Yeah.
Well, easily.
Yeah, and if it's helping, and he said it helped.
Yeah.
So if it's helping, obviously, I mean, if you're aiming,
That's it. Spare bedroom. I'm getting a simulator. I just have to.
If I ever get one of
Convince
those,
the wife.
I wouldn't get out of the room. It'll be a problem.
we
So-
can cut the G35 and put it inside the G35.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Because I got to cut the thing up anyways.
Yeah. No, I don't have to. We wouldn't get it through. My door's only like 3 feet wide.
No, not the full. I would cut in half and just the driver's seat section.
Oh, just a driver section.
Yeah, just the driver's seat section. But what I would like to do, like which he has the Vive, or I think, or he has the VR headset.
Oh, VR, yeah.
So that
way you can look
that
around.
plus VR. I mean, it's got to be freaking amazing.
Yeah, that'd be the way to go.
Yeah, it's
Because
gotta-
you don't have any distractions. You're
No,
locked
you,
in.
you don't need a TV screens. You don't need a big setup. All you need is a chair
That
and
moves
put it in the corner, and then you're good to go.
Yeah. It doesn't even need to move, really.
No, he like I said, he didn't. He just got the moving sim just a little while ago. Before he just had a chair buckled and a pedal, a shifter, a e-brake, and the wheel. So
Interesting.
Yeah. So just to show you guys, this is the what we're talking about, the Virtual Drift Championship, and as Noah was saying, is these guys.
What pro is in here?
There's some like European pros like Connor Shanahan.
What game is it?
A set of Corsa.
Is it
Assetto
Assetto
Corsa.
Corsa?
Yeah.
I think the thing that surprised me was the modifications that's allowed in the game. Where
Yeah.
basically, if you want, and this is how these people from Clutch Kickers, they were able to get somebody, or I don't know if somebody came up to them, they built the
their
track
yeah.
for them, and
Yeah, the Assetto Corsa has been very mod friendly, I guess, because you can see the cars. I mean, these cars are exactly what they should look like.
Yeah.
It's the prettiest game. And the smoke, Tim, have you seen the smoke on this game?
No.
It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a mod as well.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
I'm saying it's perfect.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Because somebody modded it and made it
Do you have any video there to show some of what we're talking about?
let me take a look. Well,
Oh, they
let's
got a
just see
videos
if
tab.
There's
if
a
one of
video
these
right there.
videos actually plays, or if
Right there.
Facebook is just gonna like block me or something. Yeah,
Something
something,
went
went wrong.
It's
Haha.
okay. That's fine.
All right.
But I mean,
Uh,
check them out. You know, and
Oh, there, it won't
oh,
start.
there we
Yeah,
go.
there you go. There's something here. Okay.
See if
Yeah.
you can make it bigger.
Enhance.
Your top three, T-Con Pileski out front.
Hey, look at
Oh,
that
that's
smoke.
good smoke. Yeah, look at that.
Second, and Alan Hines in
It's
third.
just
As they
you can
make
see the
their way
physics are
through
slightly
the
off.
course here. Just
Yeah, but, I mean,
fantastic.
it
Look
looks
at
good.
All three of these drivers.
God, wait, how are
Flying
Things
through
have
the
changed,
course,
huh?
Door to door.
Oh, okay.
Oh well.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Close.
Okay.
That's
All
cool.
right.
Yeah, so it,
That's
it
cool.
really looks.
That's cool.
That's cool.
So it's definitely quite surprising what they've been able to accomplish with that. I mean,
The future of
I
drifting.
didn't expect that, and once I looked into it, it really took me by surprise.
Well, what's crazy is this has been going on for about 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah.
At
I
least.
didn't even know
Assetto
that.
Corsa, yeah.
Yeah. No,
so-
I'm
No, no,
saying
this-
I'm saying the virtual drift
oh, really?
championship.
Wow,
Yeah, it's
really?
been going on for a while now, and it's like growing, and now we're getting.
They do 3-car tandems.
Well, I guess that's like just.
No, I heard of something about that. It's like
Yeah.
a new thing. It's like these guys are doing
But
because
the ones I've seen are just traditional tandems. Lead follow.
I think it'd be cool to see the. I mean, obviously you're not going to do it, but it'd be really cool to see a train with all Formula
Are
G
you judging
drivers.
it?
No, just to see a train of
Actually,
Formula drift.
Well,
I
I, think they've
remember-
done it at different events, like
Yeah, I remember in
Oh.
2000.
LS Fest, or don't they do that stuff there?
No, I remember
but like an
at FD PBIR 2011 when they first came to PBIR,
Oh,
they
no, but that's
sent
not
a
the-
bunch of cars.
It's not the same.
I know, but
No,
now-
it's at another
like
level.
a whole,
There's-
it's a whole
yeah, it's
different
on another
level. It's
level.
not, it's not the same as it was
Yeah,
back then.
yeah.
But it would be cool to see those guys do a train. Like, I mean, it would be, oh god, to all just try. Like the last race of the season, they should just let everybody go.
Just go.
Like just,
Hot lap it.
Send it.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. Why not end it with a bang?
Yep.
Yeah.
So let me just take advantage of the gratuitous self-promotion over here. So during the whole quarantine phase, we
You
decided to
guys
set
are
up a
doing lot
whole
of drifting.
Oh,
the Twitch stream over here, and
A
we
lot of
got
smack talking too.
what?
Really?
A lot of smack talking.
Yeah. So yeah, we got it like we
You guys were
streaming-
playing 7, or you were guys were
Motorsport
Yeah,
7,
we've been
yeah.
playing Motorsport 7,
Yeah.
and I mean,
Yeah, you guys been doing a lot, so I see it on. I get the alerts.
oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
May 25th. You guys just literally played.
Yeah.
It's been like a daily thing at
it's a
night,
daily
roughly
thing? Oh,
around
okay.
8 p.m.
Now
Yeah.
you said that you get a lot of people talking about all kinds of stuff. Like you've been able to find some key insider information on some of these, right?
Yes.
yeah.
I can't really
Divulge.
into that,
Yeah.
but we the people that we come, it's funny because again, everybody's in the same situation. Everyone's locked up
Mhm.
at home.
Mhm.
They're getting on the game, and luckily enough, they're all getting like majority of them are getting into the same game.
Mhm.
So we've been getting people from Orlando, from Texas, from various parts of California, various parts throughout the country that are into drifting, and they're utilizing Forza to get their drift fix.
Right.
And we would have these late night sessions, and they would just talk
Voice.
about their own drift scene, how it is, and we'd compare it and talk about different builds. And we came across a guy who he was, I guess, one of the crew members for one of the Formula Drift teams, and we got a lot of
Oh
insight.
yeah, that's right. You told me about that.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of insight on some of the behind the scenes things, which unfortunately I can't recall. So
Or
I guess
should we talk about?
I mean, I guess it's a blessing for the individual who divulged all of it, because even after everything was said and done, he was like, "You're not streaming any of this, right?" I'm like, I don't think so. But in fact, I kind of was. But that's been deleted.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I was just like, I doubt I'm gonna remember this, and that was right. I didn't remember any of this. But
Yeah.
it was just pretty eye-opening how detailed it went into some of the drama, some of the issues that sort of very similar to, in some ways, it was similar to what we experienced
In our local scene, yeah.
in our own scene.
Mm-hmm.
And another part of it was just completely different. Like, I'll give you an example that just came to me right now, where it's like you actually have some people who they will only sort of accept you based on the amount of followers you have on your
Oh.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like an elitist group.
Yes.
Well,
Very-
and no one knows about it.
No, I'm not
being
gonna.
elitist.
I'm no. Shut up.
Why isn't he? What?
Apparently, I'm an elitist because I get annoyed by some of the people, the way they drive or whatever, and he calls me an elitist because I'm
Oh.
like, oh, look at this idiot.
That's
you
a
know?
perfectionist. There's a difference. Elitist is like when they have their own. It's like
Click.
click. But it's like it's almost like when you watch those old 80 TV shows that you have like the popular kids and the cool kids. You can't hang out with them unless you do what they do. You know,
Yeah.
And that's exactly how it is in some parts.
arrogant, cocky, and
Yeah.
annoying
Yeah.
for the rest of the people.
That's
that
kind
are
of
actually-
crazy because I mean, if that's really what it is, I mean, how many of those guys really have YouTube?
Well, because this
Well,
the
I'm
thing
sure
is,
Ryan Turk
they
feels
don't-
like that, right?
they're so about promoting. They're so selfish and about promoting their own self that they don't want to surround themselves with
But-
people that aren't going to bring them up.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
how did Ryan Turk and Chris Forsberg all feel about like Adam LZ when he came in? Like that guy has so many followers that it's like, forget about it. Like,
Well,
who
you probably
knows?
won't know what they really thought. Who
because
knows?
he's not. I mean, he's not like hanging out with them or doing anything with them. Like,
No, because he's
like
only
they
out
shunned
to,
him.
he's only to, they shunned him. You think?
Well, I don't know. Like,
I
I
don't
don't
think
hear
so.
him
I don't
talk
think so.
about.
I don't think so. I don't
don't
know.
think
I don't
so.
know. I don't know.
Like,
I don't
you
know
think
either.
that one of them would show up to his freaking YouTube channel? Not one.
Well, Paul is talking about his collaboration. He has yet to see a collaboration video.
Yeah, but
That's
I
what
mean,
he's
you'll
talking
see
about.
Adam LZ collab with a bunch of YouTubers and a
Yeah,
bunch
but-
of amateur drifters, but you won't see him. I mean, like, well, look at him. He collabed with
With Vaughn.
no,
Yes, he did.
a little.
He drove Von Gitten's car.
Yeah.
Which nobody else has that.
Yeah, but that
opportunity.
was also because Vaughn was at
Orlando.
or no, he was at
Freedom Factory.
he was at the Freedom Factory.
Yeah, but when Adam drove it, it was in Orlando, and then the next day after they went to Freedom Factory.
But I'm saying he was there for that.
Mm-hmm.
He was there to be for the Freedom Factory.
Sure. Okay.
Well,
It was an. I remember it.
it's
in
an
Orlando.
elitist club that
Well, I mean, who
never
do
be
you
part
think
of
the elitists are? I mean, I would say that they, it would be the original guys, right?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't
wanna
think
go so
they. I
far
don't
as
think,
to say
maybe
that.
some of them may think of themselves as that, but
Come on, Paul.
I don't think.
I wouldn't say that they're elitist. I'm just what I would think is that they associate with people that are doing the same things that they are, and that's who.
Basically,
they
when I
want.
say elitist, is somebody that is only going to associate with somebody based on their status. That's when I consider somebody as elitist. Now,
Yeah.
there are a lot of drivers that aren't like that at all. That just hang out with people that are just
Yeah.
because they're friends. It doesn't matter where you came from or what you do.
Well, you can see.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see it. I mean, I
but
think-
but apparently it does happen. As,
No,
as you
I'm
guys got a
sure.
little whiff of that. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've sensed it from certain personalities and people that are
That you
drivers.
know in
No,
locally?
no, that you can see
Oh, okay.
at Formula Drift. When you go there, you can tell the people that are cool you can tell the people that
like
you
down
really,
to earth that are
yeah.
that are out there just to
Yeah.
have a good time and.
Well,
and
no,
meet
not
new
that
people
they're even
or-
had a good. I mean, a lot of those guys are here to compete. I agree. I mean, it's very, very competitive now. But there are some guys that are you can tell that are like Frederick Asbell, like
Genuine.
he'll go talk to anybody. But I mean, but he's still very competitive.
Yeah.
Like that guy is completely humble.
Yeah.
You can see the humble guys. You can see the guys that are down to earth, and then you see the elitist guys that are like, unless you are somebody, I'm not really going to talk to you.
Right.
Those are the drivers that Noel identifies
loves.
with.
Yeah,
Sure.
he loves them the best.
Sure. No, I mean, well, I mean, yeah, I've seen that, especially like maybe,
Well,
6, 7 years ago.
You actually heard firsthand that that's what happens.
Yeah, but I think lately it's these people have been opening up a little bit more, knowing that it does help with their marketing and all that too.
I think they're all trying to do YouTube because they see how popular and successful Adam is.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see how successful he is with just being able. I mean, he doesn't even care about like doing Formula Drift like full pro. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
he's just going to do Pro 2.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even care. Like, but he's probably making almost as much as those guys are.
Oh, and more than that.
No, he's making more.
Because most of those drivers, like even Jeff Jones, I mean, he can.
No, Jeff Jones, no.
There's a
I'm
lot of
talking
drivers.
I'm talking about like Von Gittin, which has like a
full sponsor,
full sponsorship, and he also has like a line of cars that Ford produces for him,
Yeah.
and stuff
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
So the RTR stuff, and
Right.
Yeah. That Vaughn and maybe a few others might be making more than Adam, but that's about it. Adam is really.
I'm not sure if they're making more than Adam, but
Well, it's none of our business.
How do you guys
what
know?
they make? We don't
You
know.
have
You-
access to the bank accounts?
Right. It doesn't. And
No,
it doesn't even
guys,
matter.
relax,
I know,
relax.
Yeah. It's not about what they make, but I
no,
think
but that
going
is
back
an
to the point-
elitist thing. I mean, it is about what you make. I mean, really, there's
Yeah,
a
but see,
class
that-
of people that
well,
just
see, that's
go
not-
based on people how much do they make.
Those people that think that way, yes.
Trust
but there
me,
are
there's
people
a lot of people like that.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, when they're not really out marketing, they are all trying to have fun with drifting as well. Because if you look at when they go to Grid Life, they want to drive with the locals or like the lower end guys. Like they,
You know what that was like? It was like Mike Esso was cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Mike
cool.
Esso was completely cool.
Yeah.
Who else is cool?
There's a lot of guys out there. Chelsea's cool. I always like Chelsea.
Yeah.
He's always been cool. I mean, I don't really know him well personally, but I know I posted a picture not too long ago. I think it was 6 years ago. I went with Rich, the burger,
The
the
Burger-
yeah, something like that. We went to one of his drift clinics up in Orlando. I went there. That was cool. The fellow was there. A couple other guys were there. Actually, it was a full classroom, so that was a good time. And Chelsea, from what I know, he's always been out there trying to help people. And I
I don't know
think,
if anybody else is having like.
but see, there's
called school.
a drift clinic. I don't know, maybe. But anyways, what is also a victim is you also see the other side when the new guys come to events and either feel intimidated by these guys that are out there and they don't want to ask anybody, or there are people out there is like, oh, nobody wants to help me. We've had that happen before, even at County Line. Oh, you guys are all, blah, 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 this, and nobody wants to help me. But at the same time, how many times will we be asking people, hey, you want us to ride with you? I mean, Ben, you would spend a whole event just riding with people.
Yeah. I recall. I mean, you even today, like you have people that will meet on Forza, but they'll be very reluctant to meet in person, even though we tell them like, dude, just go, say hi.
yeah.
And they'll be very reluctant. And it's just hilarious afterwards when you see you speak to the guy and the guy's like, oh yeah, you should have just said hi. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh God.
But see, I think that that's like social media thing where you can talk to people and type all kinds of crap about somebody or talk to people like crazy on Facebook, but then people are so locked into their phones, the false reality of it, that when you meet somebody in person, it's like you're different. I don't want to talk to them.
Yeah, they hide behind the screen.
Yeah.
So it's like the phone is like a protection
Yeah.
for them, but they're too scared to really go out in the real world.
Yeah.
And
Not
interact.
everybody. We're not saying everybody.
No,
We're
not
saying
everybody.
We're saying there are a lot of people out there that are like that.
Yeah.
So what do we got next? Moving on.
No, I was just I don't know. I was just laughing inside my head, just thinking about how the situation I just told you.
Yeah.
How you have somebody that behind a controller or microphone, very reluctant to say anything in person, but hey, whatever. Tweets are on. In any case, during the so once the restrictions starting to get sort of like taken back and sort of started to get loose a bit. Funny. So Noel and I and our friend Gabby, we took a trip over to Orlando SpeedWorld.
This was a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we went over there. Hang on, because I'm just trying to set this up properly over here. Oh, it's right there. Okay, and
Did Ryan drift?
Kaufman?
Ryan Kaufman?
Yeah,
Kaufman?
they all slammed into Chris Jackson.
Yeah,
I
but that
saw
was
that.
the day after we went.
Well,
that was
the
a
day
private
after.
day.
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
private
yeah.
day.
so wait, hang on. Let's see and play. There we go. Yeah, so took a little road trip up over to Orlando SpeedWorld, and we were surprised to find world famous Chris Jackson.
Oh, he didn't even tell you he was going, did he?
No, actually, I found out the day of, and of
There's
course
Brandon.
he was there with
This is Mike,
Yeah,
Brandon.
Mike.
with
Look
his,
at my car.
E30,
That thing is-
just reviewing things, obviously
Those
constantly
contacts are still
fixing
there.
things.
Yeah.
My wiring's still there.
Your that crank pulley was about to fall off.
Yeah. Actually, he went out for a lap, and well, actually, let me just go focus on this right fast. So this is a new vehicle,
This is
a BMW E92 P
Oh, wow.
Series.
Noise.
As you can see, LS powered. Taking it out. They're pretty good.
And he had the Wise Fab on it that night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the Wi-Fi. Yeah, Wi-Fi on it.
Makes you wonder why Essa did so bad in it.
He didn't do bad. He did good.
Essa's first,
His
like,
first year?
Oh,
his
with-
first car was the E92.
Yeah.
He made it look like a boat.
Yeah, because he had that V10 in it, and I don't know, maybe might have.
That must have been it because he made that thing look like a freaking absolutely tub of lard.
Yeah.
That was before Z4?
Before
Yeah, that
the
was
Z4.
Yeah.
It was the first car he came out with was that and
I thought he came out with an FC and then went to.
yeah, he did come out with an FC. You're right,
Yeah.
he did come out with an FC. Yeah, he's who was driving his FC? Some other guy was driving his FC.
Was it Charles Ng after?
I don't know.
The-
Either way,
Okay.
yeah, he had the FC, and then he came out with the BMW. Then he came out with the Z4. Then he came out with the E46.
Yeah.
But that thing, I mean, he got a ton of angle in the E46. I don't know what he did with the arms, but he did. He used to like a landing.
He was
used
Wise.
to
He was
pull.
using Wise
Yeah.
Fab.
Back then, it was before Wisefab.
Oh, you're talking about the
The
E92.
E92 was before Wisefab.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2013 was the first one. with-
E46 was the
Wisefab.
first Wisefab kit. You remember you got the first kit for the E30.
E30, yeah.
And then he got the couple. He
Right.
got rights to sell the kit with Eki and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Nice.
So carry on with the other things that we did. So this is some of the media put. Obviously, it's on YouTube. If you're checking us out, I'm sure you've seen it. And I also went ahead and took some photos. So you see Chris Jackson with the
Took the whole front end off.
E92.
Well,
That's how it was at first, and then because the night came around, he needed to install the front end to put the lights.
Okay.
So he decided to run it without the front end at the
during the
Well,
beginning.
those are
and-
like $1,000 lights. That makes sense.
What really?
yeah.
Those lights are like
Yeah,
$600.
they're
Yeah,
very-
that's why I just
they're
got for
very
mine.
expensive.
Because I'm doing the same front end on my E46.
But he's just.
And I
gonna
just
do-
got the lenses because they're like $100-something bucks. So I just got the lenses and I'm putting LEDs behind them.
Good
Yeah.
lord.
Light bars.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
expensive.
So
It doesn't make sense to yeah.
No.
I mean, these are. So you can see some of the tandems. I mean, you had these two Mustangs.
Mustangs. I was almost gonna buy a Mustang.
Mustang's not
I'm actually
I should've bought a
considering it.
Mustang.
Yeah.
You should have bought a Mustang?
I should have bought a
I'm
Mustang.
no, I'm
I told you you
considering
should
it.
buy something else, but you wanted to buy the Volvo. Like I
I
was
wanted
like,
to be. Yeah, I wanted something
It was another car I was surprised by.
Laguna Seca Blue.
beautiful car.
I know
Yeah.
Noel was a fan of that.
Yeah.
This was.
I hate trucks.
No, I like
surprised
the
to
one
see
that
that.
goes at the clutch kickers. That truck is nice. You seen that? It's like an older school Datsun or something.
Yeah,
I think?
it's a Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi.
Yeah, it's
that
a
truck is nice. I like that
I
one.
hate drift trucks.
You had a mass amounts of 350Zs.
Of course.
Yeah, well, Oh, that silver E46. You
Oh,
can't
yeah.
skip. It had
Yeah.
one JZ and VSKFs on it.
There's nothing that sounds as good as a JZ. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
that.
I
It's
love the
just
JZ
really
sound.
when the turbo and you got freaking compressor surge. Sounds beautiful.
This guy got a little carried away over here.
Nice little wave. That's a good picture.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You got more Z's of
You
it.
got
You had a
Miatas.
Miata
Oh,
there.
what's
you had
that?
this
What
guy.
the heck is that thing?
To
This thing
Yeah.
over here, E36.
All gas, no brake.
Yeah.
Financial mistake. Go for broke.
No, I think you're fine with that one.
Yeah.
No,
Didn't
you're
put too
fine.
much money into it.
Yeah.
I hope.
Here's another 10 shot.
Hey, wait, what's that? Is that one car say Jackson Performance on it?
Yes, it actually does. One of his, I guess, custom.
Oh, that's the thing he built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was out there too. Here's another shot of it over here.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
in speed up now.
Hey, it looks like you're already
When I
beat the
first
hell
came
out
out to the track, it looked it was
Yeah.
The
clean.
battle scars.
Tuh, yeah.
This Miata, very fast.
Yeah, that is.
Is it really?
That's Adam.
That's
Taylor
Taylor
Ray's roommate.
Roommate.
Yeah, that's his roommate.
That's an LS1 as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
that
it,
thing rips.
yeah. It does?
Yeah.
You had fellow.
Oh, fellow,
remember
good old
fellow,
fellow,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no.
That car
I
rips.
saw him
too.
at the event the other day. I was like, hey, he actually got out of the car. I like fellow. Fellow's one of my
I
favorite.
didn't even know he
drivers.
was fellow. I never met fellow before, so I was talking to
Yeah,
him and maybe
fellow's definitely. I would say like person,
Oh,
like
what's that?
driver wise.
That's a Camaro without its front
Holy
end on.
cow! It
Oh,
looks
that
like a
looks-
freaking truck.
It looks like a Tacoma, right?
It looks like a
Tacoma,
Tacoma. I
That
thought,
looks-
oh, another freaking truck.
That looks stupid.
That looks retarded.
Yeah. Yeah, it
You
was
said the
bad.
R word.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry, guys.
You had this.
I don't like the Camaros. I just don't.
You mean Corvette?
Yeah, Corvette.
Corvettes.
That thing was
Cement.
incredibly responsive.
I was looking at it. I was like, why does that car look familiar? I couldn't figure it out. Actually, I was going over some older videos, and he's been to PBIR before.
Oh.
So that's why I was like, oh, I've seen this Corvette before.
Taylor Ray has a vet.
Multi-car
But
tandems. Oh, as I was talking about earlier with Chris Jackson, he went out for one run, and he had to take it back to the pits
The
because,
30?
as Noel was mentioning, I think the belt.
Yeah, the crank pulley was wobbling, and then it threw all the belts.
What?
The E30.
Well, there's only one.
Oh,
belt,
really?
I think.
Yeah.
There's no two belts. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I
I haven't
guess.
had it in a long time. I can't
Well, luckily
remember.
it's on an interference motor.
And he had this with the siren, which.
Yeah, he was a pretty good driver. That guy there.
Yeah.
with the
And
purple Z.
again,
That's just horrible.
Oh,
Yeah,
man, that's
it's really hard to look at.
bad.
hey, he's out there. He's trying, all right? Don't.
No, I mean I'm not.
No,
I'm just saying,
I- I-
don't
it's not about
hate.
that, it's
Appreciate.
about
All right,
how
relax.
That needs a
there,
front
relax there.
bumper.
Yeah, because those cars, they're not.
I mean,
generally
Conrad
bad
Grube,
looking
well, I
cars.
like Conrad's car.
Yeah, Conrad's car looked awesome.
The amount of angle he got on that thing. Surprised you don't see more of those anymore. I don't think anybody's competing in one except for that electric one, right?
Yeah, but that's a totally different chassis. The ones that the previous ones, like the ones that we're
Yeah.
seeing there, they have really wide frame rails, so it's like hard to like develop an angle kit without the wheels sticking out 10 feet.
Oh, to making it like a
Yeah.
Miata
Yeah,
to make it snappy.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's just, and yeah, it looks kind of dumb too.
So let's take
so the newer
a.
one's narrower.
Yeah, they're
What?
narrower. They're based off the ATS
What were you
chassis.
gonna say, Ben?
Yeah, so let us take a trip. Time travel back before
yes.
this whole thing occurred. And now, I just want to warn you guys that I did the best I could considering the circumstances. I recorded this, and the audio was just horrible. So I salvaged what I could, and I didn't want to, like, just throw it out. And
I have no idea
I
what
just
you're talking
put
about.
something together,
Do you guys know what I'm
and
talking about?
I figured I might as well just show it instead of just discarding it altogether.
All right. Well, let's see what
So
you
here
got.
we go. Let's get this going over
I have
here.
a bad feeling about this.
Oh, relax.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Ooh, that's a nice
Really
Corolla.
nice
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Where's that e-brake from?
It's bolted into something. What is it? Oh, he's not from around here, right? Where's
No,
he?
he's from Texas.
Is that blue one that came?
Mhm.
That's the same car?
Yeah.
Oh, this was at PBR.
Yeah, it was the last
Yeah.
PBR event. Man, he gets around, huh? He drove all the way down here?
Oh, he lives here now.
Oh, he does?
I've got a bunch of friends that left Florida to go to Texas to go drive competitively, and now some of those friends are in Pensacola area this weekend driving up the clutch pickup event. They find it pretty odd that they moved to Texas for competitive driving, and now they're back in Florida for competitive driving. So,
Wow, you moved to another state.
Yeah, because Texas has the
Lone Star.
Lone Star event where you can get
Experience.
where you get your license.
competitive driving. I mean, I'll still do a comp here and there, but for the most part, I'm just more so going to have fun while driving.
Is there anything else that
Beautiful car.
That's gorgeous.
the future for this car, or are you kind of happy with the level that it's at?
I'm hoping in the very near future it'll get a turbo kit, complete rewire on the car, and probably a fresh paint job. So it was blue, and now it's black, but it's vinyl now. I'm not a huge fan of the vinyl. It's good for quick change, but as far as quality, level of what it is, it's not exactly what I'm after.
Just a quick look at Brad's Corolla. Hope you enjoyed it.
No?
Was the sun in your eyes?
Yeah, the sun was definitely in my eyes there.
That's funny. So people, wow, I'd give them props, dedication. I don't know if I would ever move to another state. I mean, I guess because I've always had responsibilities like adulting things to do. That for me to just
Depends on what your goals are.
Yeah,
Your
your
goals
goals
are
in
to
life.
become pro on it.
yeah, I think that's a lot of wasted money. But I mean,
I mean, if it's your dream to go pro, or
absolutely
whatnot,
go for it.
Then go for it. Move to where it's going to be the most beneficial for you. Obviously, Texas has a great pro-am series out there, and I mean
That's a lot of dedication to move from where you live to move to another state strictly to further your drifting career. I mean, especially if you don't come from a lot of money. Like if you're just
No, I think
a very low end middle class family. Most of these guys are young. Most of these guys are in
Yeah.
their early 20s. To pack up everything and go somewhere, and you're finding a 9-to-5 job doing. Well, I think when I watched the show on Netflix that I can't pronounce the name.
Oh, the
Farway or how do you? The guy that had the BMW on the Netflix series. What was that show?
Hyperdrive?
Hyperdrive.
Hyperdrive.
Oh,
And they did a background.
I
of-
thought it was talking about
Parkway?
something else.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
wait.
yeah. So I'm sorry. Yeah,
Like some sort of drama
I couldn't
show or
think. I
something.
couldn't remember the names. So I couldn't remember the names of anything. I'm getting old. But they did a highlight of what he goes through to keep drifting, and he works
Yeah.
like 2 different jobs. He delivers pizzas. I mean,
Yeah.
he just puts everything in to this.
the RX-7 guy.
Not the RX-7 guy. Well, him too. He put a lot of they put their heart and souls in it, and I think that's commendable.
Chelsea did it.
Chelsea
Yeah,
did
Chelsea
it. Yeah,
moved around a lot.
Yeah, he did move around. He's still moving around, right? Where's he living now?
He's been
he
settled
doesn't live
in the
in Florida anymore, though, does he?
No, he's been.
He lives up in Pennsylvania.
no,
or something, or
no,
he
Pacific
lives up
Northwest.
north. He lives up north.
He's
whatever.
Right, but he's moved around.
He's by
further.
Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
He's in Portland, Oregon.
I don't know where
Sure?
it is,
Yeah.
but
He's in that area, Washington State, Oregon,
I thought he
like
was
right
east.
there. No, he's
Where's
all,
the school?
at Park.
Okay.
The Park is up there, and
But that's some
Oh,
pretty
really?
serious dedication, and I
I
think
thought
that
that was up in northeast.
I can respect somebody that does that. I just for me, but like I said, I've always had.
Were you trying to talk about Farouk?
Yes.
Farouk. Okay, you're talking about Farouk.
Yeah, I was talking about him and basically seeing the same thing, the dedication that people put forward and the sacrifices they make. Some of these drivers to try to go pro or pro 2 and try to build a pro career to live that dream.
Well, he's
Years
pro.
and years. Yeah, he is pro. Yeah, he's pro.
Thank you, Gabby.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is years and years and years that he goes, or these people that go, and the money that they dump into their cars with no guarantee. You know, it's definitely, when I see financial mistake, it's totally a financial mistake. I
We
see
gotta look
that.
at what's his name? Who was the
That's
guy?
only, and I'm only saying that because I'm older.
Who was
I'm
the guy
in
with
my
the
40s.
86?
Which 86?
The-
Takayama?
Takayama.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that guy. I mean, he suffered and suffered and suffered and suffered.
Yeah, but he was also hard-headed. I mean,
Well, that's what I'm
Well,
saying.
you
You gotta
have
be.
to-
You
but
gotta be
you have to be.
hard-headed
Well,
to keep
You have to
on
be
going.
because there's so many obstacles in your way, and there's so many
You have
things
to be
and
hard-headed
distractions.
to make it.
To take a paycheck and just throw it all at your car every week after week
Yeah.
after week, not even thinking about you're basically putting all your eggs in one basket, and you're
Yeah.
just
You have to be
I'm gonna do
hard-headed.
this, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to be great at it. I want to be pro. I want to be the
Unless
best.
you have family with money and you can do whatever.
Which
that
there are those too that there
you
are
have
drivers.
okay. You do have to be hard-headed, but you
Like
also
Chelsea
have,
was completely hard-headed. I mean,
but you
gotta be.
also have to give in to certain things. Look, we all know I'm a Corolla fan and everything, but he wanted to do everything in an 8.6, and let's be honest, with the level that FD is at, even maybe 8 years ago, the Corolla wasn't really gonna do it.
It was at the first time. At first,
Yeah, well,
it
yeah,
was
at
at
first.
first. He was competitive, and then it just.
Yeah, let's say he would have had the car he had.
By
in
the time
2012.
Asbo got there, and he was there
Yeah.
with Asbo, and that wasn't
Yeah.
working out.
And you could see like the car would work sometimes, but then it was a very fine line where like you were driving it on a knife's edge, and it was just not the kind of car to be competing at a
So that's
level
what
like
you're
that
talking
anymore.
about. You got that kind of. You have to have that kind of mentality to make it.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna throw either you're rich and you have the money to waste,
Right, you can
or
rent out
you're
the track,
literally
you can
gonna
buy
throw
a ton of tires, and
you're
have a
gonna
ton
throw
of
your
seats.
life away chasing a dream,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you may make it, you may not.
See, that's the
And
thing. Is
that's-
like at my age and point in life, like I see that as just like I would never do that, because I got family, I got a wife and kids and all these other things.
When you
Responsibilities.
think about how many
that-
guys are no longer there, I mean, you remember what was that kid? He's on Hoonigan all the time.
Oh,
Hurt?
No, the kid. No,
he was
Hurt never did.
He never
pro.
did. Pro.
Oh, sorry.
No, there's a Cotto.
Ryan Cotto.
Ryan Cotto.
Yeah.
He was pro.
He disappeared.
He disappeared.
Yeah.
He's doing
Well, Tony
Hoonigan.
Angelo kind of disappeared.
Tony
too.
Angelo. You can just go through a laundry list of guys that. What do you remember that guy with the Mustang?
Tony
Oh.
Bragariyapa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a great look. He had a great Mustang, great build, and
Yeah, the car was crazy. 1,000
I'm sure he-
horsepower.
yeah.
Just
dumped a lot of money. Tried to get it. Look at Kyle Mohan. I mean, that guy has been going at it. I mean, talking about hard-headed.
yeah.
That guy has been throwing money out the door without a podium
Yeah.
for years. Like
Well,
as long, literally
Without
as
a
long
top
as
16.
yeah, literally as long as almost as Formula Drift has been around, he's been throwing money out the door.
Yeah. He's been in it since 06, and it's kind of crazy how dedicated he is to it. I mean,
With doing so badly.
yeah. And the thing is like, okay, he's also in using a platform that hasn't been very well proven with the
Can I get one of those Hershey candies? Sorry, I'm just looking at that bag, the yellow bag.
the yellow bag.
I am so sorry to cut you off, but I just saw it. I'm just
That's
staring
fine.
at it. I've been eyeballing it.
It's all good.
My bad. Sorry.
No,
Totally.
it's cool. It's cool.
Just like, man, I'd really love a Mr. Goodbar right now.
But
Go ahead, as you were. Continue.
You're very compelling.
Yes,
yes.
compelling.
So I mean, he's also using a platform that hasn't been very
Proven.
in
June Mang,
yeah.
June Mang, what happened to him?
he was a super nice guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he was. He was
awesome.
great.
But I mean, the RX-8 is
He was
same
in the-
thing with Cal Moen. He's running the same car. It's been not that great,
But
and-
he was
I was
running an
almost gonna buy
S13
one of
after that.
yeah, he went
Yeah,
to the
but-
S13
yeah.
and then he
I remember
wrecked-
at Homestead, it's almost like he was an outcast. Like, they
Nobody
parked
liked
him like
yeah.
with all the Pro 2 guys. Like, he was off all by himself.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
sad.
nobody liked him.
Sad because I mean he was the
nice.
next
That's
guy.
That's the thing where the elitist is, and he just didn't fit in with them, so they sent him out.
Yeah.
You have to fit in with them to be able to be a part of their crew.
Yeah. So it goes to show that like you can put all kinds of money into this. I mean, building a pro car now is about at least $100,000 now, plus the program for, you need a truck, a trailer, getting around the whole country, hotel rooms, food. I mean, the running one season without the car is already, at minimum.
I just never understood why do
$150,000.
they go from like far as hell west to far as hell east.
Oh man.
Like, why
Well-
do they do? Like, has anybody thought this out logistically? Like, what
Yeah,
would make
it-
sense far as a pattern?
You
It's
would-
almost like my dad doing service calls.
well,
He says the service calls. We're gonna go to Miami, and we're gonna go to West Palm, and we're gonna go back to Miami again. Why don't we just do the 2 in Miami and then go up there? Oh, that makes sense.
I never thought about
Yeah, I never thought about that. Let's stick
it
to the
does,
East Coast.
but they want to open with Long Beach, which Long Beach
Well,
is
they can
only
open
in,
with Long Beach, hit Washington, or you hit Irwindale, hit Washington, and then.
but they
go-
want to end with Irwindale.
Whatever.
It's
then
just
end
a
with-
tradition.
Then end with Irwindale, but why go like this, and
it's
they
not
go to
their-
Texas, and they go? Don't they go to New York or?
No. So how they go is they go from Long Beach,
To
then
Florida.
Orlando was supposed to be the next one. This year.
Atlanta,
Then Atlanta, then New Jersey, then they'll go over to
Texas?
No, Seattle.
Seattle.
Then-
they go to Texas.
Then
When
they
do
would
they-
have gone to St. Louis,
What?
which is kind of in the middle. Then Texas, but Texas is out now, so they would have gone back to Sonoma and then Irwindale. But this year they're going to start in Atlanta, then go to Jersey, and then
Well, we'll see if they actually start because we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. So,
I thought that was pretty brave of them to sell tickets when they don't know what's going to happen.
well, I mean,
Well, they can always do refunds,
yeah, which is
Rain checks.
Name checks.
rain checks, COVID checks.
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I would like to see drifting. But like I said, when it first came out, I thought it was a little ambitious. But now as the time's getting closer and I'm seeing things are starting to open back up, it's a possibility unless we get this second wave. So,
All right, I got a little bit more. I got to get rid of here. Take this away from me.
yeah.
Sorry.
Here.
What we
it's
looking
not
at
good.
now?
You know, and interesting enough, talking about the whole thing, just the whole this guy, Johnny
Oh, yeah.
Chen.
Yeah, Johnny Chen.
We're
The
talking
drift-
about Johnny Chen.
Yeah. Well, only because what he's trying to do is similar to what I would say is a
But I don't
current
think
day
anybody knows
form.
who Johnny Chen is.
They do. A lot of people know him. He's talking to people all across the world. He has a lot of people
Okay,
that.
well, how about for people that are watching that don't know who Johnny Chen
Yeah,
is?
they
So
will.
let's
Anybody that's watching, the 4 people that are watching, they should have heard of Drift
the
with
4
Us.
people that are watching.
Yeah.
Okay,
Drift
well,
with-
Johnny
Drift with Us
Chen is
he runs
the-
Drift with Us International, and his only goal. And I talked to him on the phone,
Hold up
and
your
it
own.
reminds me a lot of how we were a county line. He's not doing it for any money. He just wants to have a central hub where regular guys can meet with, like, have that conversation like we were saying earlier with other pro drivers and build
It's
relationships.
crazy how much it's taken off. Like I
He's-
joined it like when it was 1,000 people, maybe
Yeah.
500 people, and I think it's like what is it 5,000 now or 6,000?
But it's taken off because everybody's inside. But he has a lot of connections in Australia. Mm-hmm. They've already asked him to. They're talking about flying him out to Australia.
Oh really?
Let him to drift in a drift car, do an event, and cover it. To support him in his dream. His goal is just to bring the community together. So, I mean, he seemed like a real genuine guy. He talked about County Line. He said that back in the day, he was trying to get to Cody County Line. He saw a lot of videos of County Line. I posted a couple of videos from like Sweet Motions Film on the, like I said, it's almost like a forum, but the YouTube page, it really became like this forum, and forums are, for the most part, dead nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to kind of mention him and what he's playing. So he sells these stickers. I don't know if I'm on the camera or not. Am I on the
Yeah,
camera?
Yeah,
Oh,
on the
okay.
camera. You've been on the
Camera's
camera.
right there. Your camera's right there. So you want to?
So
Yeah, we don't have a monitor anymore.
support him. Check out his page.
Yeah, he's a real cool guy. I met him over Facebook and actually started playing Forza with him a lot. And he's really, down to earth. I guess you could say he's pure of heart of what his intentions are.
Oh, another reason why I was sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
But what was that drift? I can't remember the name. Remember, not the last show. I think the show before. Where I said, "Hey, have you ever heard of this venue?" And it was a
Oh,
I know what you're
Showtime.
talking about.
Showtime Drift.
Yeah.
So Showtime Drift was running events for a while, and they were getting nobody there. When I first heard about Showtime Drift was when he helped them promote it. That first event that I showed you with a calendar.
Yeah.
He said they were getting hardly any drivers, and then boom, once he helped promote it, they were packed. They had so many drivers, it was crazy. But he said that the problem there is that he said the track owners are really not a fan of drifting.
Yeah.
But if they're bringing the money in, they'll hold the events.
Why not? I mean, maybe one day we're gonna have to get them to come down here and.
Or maybe we'll go up to an event. Maybe he'll make it. Maybe I'll see him next week at OSW.
Yeah, you never know. He's he's always at drift events. So yeah, he's a real cool guy. And if
do you have a car?
Yeah, he has a car.
well, what does he drive? I wasn't sure.
Man, I can't remember.
Well,
I'm a
either
horrible
way,
person.
if you're on Facebook, go search Drift With Us
International.
They have both a Facebook page and a Facebook group. Join the group. Get to
Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself, and there's all kinds of people there from all walks of life in drifting, whether they're grassroots or pro, and they're all there.
They have a lot of interactive posts. Like he purposely posts things like, your best drift fails. Post these things up to try to get people to engage each other and relate. Okay, you see all these drivers and you think, oh, they just go out there and they kill it every time. So now you got these people that are just learning out, and they're seeing that, hey, everybody learns. Yeah. Everybody makes mistakes. It's not about. And I came to the realization that when I went to my first Formula Drift event, and I went there the first day and just watched everybody spin out, and I'm just like, oh wow, okay, that's why they look so good, because they're practicing for 2 days before the event.
Yep, it's true.
What is that?
So
is that a speaker in the front? Oh, that's nice.
That's the cooling
it's
fan.
that 8-inch sub.
That's a big boombox.
That's not a cooling fan. That's a cooling fan. Looks like an 8-inch sub. Looks like something you see like in a sound competition. We got the bass engine. The bass engine.
That's true.
So Tim, you're the one that wanted to talk about this, right? This is the
I sent it to Tim.
He sent it to me, and I figured it'd be something to talk about.
Yeah. So this is
I don't
the.
like it.
Oh, you don't care for it?
I don't like electric.
He doesn't like electric.
No.
Look,
okay.
most car enthusiasts will agree that
The sound of an engine, the smell of an engine.
like it brings life to the car. While this is kind of like,
but you got to get with the future, man, because this is like the future.
No, and I get it, and eventually, I hate to admit it, but it might get to the point where we're all in electric drift cars.
Yeah. Why don't they make the?
I don't know.
Hydrogen
I
power.
think it'd be
Why
pretty
not hydrogen
depressing.
power?
That, hey, I have a bunch of tires, but I'm out of battery. Like I used to drive electric RC cars all the time. It was sucked when you ran out of battery.
Yeah,
it literally sucked, and you can't just put more gas in it.
Well, I mean, you can.
That's what you
between run groups, you can charge it, I guess.
Where?
If you're gonna
At the little.
you're gonna have your portable charger with you.
And how are we gonna power that charger?
It's gonna be pre-charged.
Good Lord, you're crazy.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying those are solutions that might come in the future. We don't know. We don't know what's.
Shut up with your solar powered crap solutions.
But anyway, if anybody, if you guys know me, I do not care for electric power. It bores me to death. It's just not. It to me, being a car guy is just I like an exhaust note. I like the rumble of an engine. I like it's just
petrol head. I mean,
it communicates to me in a weird way. It's kind of like, I'm gonna make the world's worst analogy here, but it's like you have this robot that can cook very well.
No. He's got a robot.
No, I want my really messed up thoughts out in the world. Okay, so listen. So let's say you got this robot, right? And it cooks for you, and it's with you all the time, and it even gives you some pleasure.
Oh God!
But it's not the same. It's not the same as having human interaction. So that's how I think the car is alive. I think the car is alive in a way where the electric car just doesn't do it for me.
Right there. That's a soundbite.
What are you doing with your car? What exactly have you done with your car?
That's between me and my car.
God.
Okay. So anyways,
World's worst analogies.
Electric. What is it called? Electric.
Don't let Noel
GT.
drive in your car because you never know
Noel's-
what he's gonna do to the car. You ride with this guy? God!
all the way in his Prius.
Oh my
So
God.
anyway,
So what do you? So what happens in a Prius? Because it's gas and electric.
it's
Oh,
kind of like a
kinda got you-
cyborg.
Got you mixed
It's like a
up.
cyborg.
Oh, makes
Yeah.
sense. A cyborg. like a cyborg action.
Oh my God!
Okay, so let's talk about
Noel's
this
messed
before-
up
yeah,
thoughts.
he's going down,
All right.
down the drain quick.
Gosh.
But
It's like a bad dream. Just won't
let's
quit.
talk more about this.
Why don't we have
about
a
what's-
rotary powered
Electric.
electric car where it's a rotary generator, so you get the rotary engine sound, and
Yeah.
it revs up with.
But it just
the
be
electric
constant
motor.
idle.
Yeah,
Man.
No, it revs up with it. So
Oh, just
I don't know.
it's a little tiny rotary.
just for the noise.
just for the noise. Well, for the energy generation.
It's all whack. But anyway, let's talk about just this. This all right. This is kind of different,
That's not a real picture though. That's
That's-
Well,
yeah.
it's a CAD to draw. I mean,
but it gives
that's
you an
what it looks
idea.
like.
So it
That's what
looks
the real
it
motor
looks
looks
like a V8.
Or do they have the? Did you send me? There is a real picture. There is actually a.
yeah, there's a real picture,
Yeah.
but this is.
Is
just
is there
this
anything
just-
else, Ben? Can you scroll up?
You
with that
scroll.
on?
You just walk.
So they purposely made it look like a V8, but there's no pistons in there.
no, but
It's just.
that's not the important part. That it looks like a V8. The part is that if we can get to the back end of it.
Yeah, that's the really important.
Oh, the
part.
back end of it. Shoot,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look for it. Give me a moment.
Has spots.
Yeah, if you get to the back end of this motor,
It's a bell housing.
They
yeah.
call it the E crate motor.
Just
So-
keep thinking about your robot wives, guy.
Oh god.
What?
So basically, this motor has a traditional, like I guess Chevy V8 crate motor, bolt and bell housing section. So that way you can fit a bunch of different types of transmissions.
Give you the
To it.
gears that you need. No, that's. No,
Yeah.
Is that it?
So
No,
I mean that's it, but it's not the back.
yeah,
you
we need
the back end of it. Right
There's
there. Well, here, no, right. No,
same
that's-
picture.
that's
Yeah.
that one
Same
right there.
as before. Where? Huh?
There's one. Oh shoot, man.
All the way to the right. No,
That's
no,
Yeah,
same
it doesn't
side. It's a
show it.
speaker in the front. Looks like.
speaker in the front. That one shows a transmission mounted to it.
Go all the way to the right in the middle. That one right there. Let me see that. Okay, you see the holes there?
Oh yeah, there you go. See
Okay.
the bottom. You can see the.
You could bolt a
whoa.
bell housing.
just
to the-
barely
Hang on. Let
see
me
it on the
let
bottom.
me switch over to that.
Yeah, you can see.
There
it
we
right
go.
there. Yeah, so you can see where the transmission bolts to, and you have an input shaft.
Whoa there.
Okay.
Talking about robots. There's your robot going
Oh,
off.
that's
see?
Siri.
It's not like a
Hello,
human.
Siri. Yeah, so you can bolt your transmission to it. So this is like a drop-in E motor, so they call it an E crate motor, and you literally, I guess, you just hook up the batteries to it, and there's probably some kind of engine management system in it. But yeah, you hook up the batteries to it, and you go.
So why are you
transmission?
wasting your time with the VQ engine and just
Yeah.
go with that?
Yeah.
Because
only
I
costs
like
you like
this.
40 grand.
Oh god, I can't say I like the sound, but
You like the sound of a VQ?
Hey,
no,
hey, hey.
no, I don't like the
no.
sound.
I would prefer a VQ over the sound of nothing.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would prefer a KA over the sound of nothing. But the thing is that they're making strides with the electric power plants, because for a long time all you would have is a motor connected to a wheel, and it would just have
Like a
one,
go-kart.
Yeah, it
the
would
thing
just
about
have
the thing
one
about
gear
this
ratio.
the thing about this is it's a big thing for electric, because this is a literal motor you can throw in anything.
Mm-hmm.
You can make anything electric, and it fits just a standard transmission. So this all your old school cars can now be electric cars.
Right.
You can literally turn anything you want into an electric car, because the type of transmission that it has on here can bolt into so many different types of
So
transmissions.
it's electric motor swap.
But let's talk about how this is beneficial to drifting, because if you watched
It's not
last year,
beneficial to drifting. This is
Yes.
terrible for drifting.
it,
Beneficial
Why
for
would
the
this
guy.
be beneficial to drifting?
I'm trying to look at the
It's
positive.
beneficial
That's not
for those that
positive.
want to go electric and drift.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, to anybody that wants to put electric motor in their car, this would probably be the easiest way about going about it. I don't know if it'd be I doubt it'd be the cheapest.
But let's look at what happened last year with the Napoleon Motorsports Camaro. That car was, I hate to say it, an utter failure. Because it just didn't generate enough wheel speed to keep the car drifting at a smooth.
His qualifying
And-
runs were like, but when you throw them in a tandem,
No, I saw that car live. It was horrible.
Oh really?
Did it
Yeah,
have a
it-
transmission?
It did not have a transmission, and that is why this is an advantage. because now you have variable gear ratios where you can.
Yeah, but I mean, they could have put honestly, they could have put a transmission on it.
No,
but-
because the motors were directly to the wheels.
Oh, they actually hooked up the motors directly to
It was
the
like a
wheels.
Tesla.
Oh.
It was just like a Tesla.
driveline.
The battery pack was up in the front. So that's why this is actually like, wow, okay, we're actually moving forward with what we can do, especially when it comes to drifting. Now you could put, variable speeds.
Well, the thing about this is that this uses all your current drive line. So you don't have to modify and put motors in your axles or figure out some way to mount
What's that
motors
right
on the
there?
wheels.
Is that it
You
there?
Yeah.
That's the back
No,
end of
that's
it.
different.
That's the back end
That's
of
different. That's a.
Just a Camaro
Okay.
it.
electric car.
Ecopo.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
have the
don't worry about
EcoBo,
it.
which is like a drag car, and Ford has their E-Mustang.
That news article was the best one, or they have their Instagram too.
I'd have to find it.
Pull up type in electric crate motor Instagram. Should be able to view Instagram from here.
Okay.
And they
See if
should
it
be able
pulls
to.
up.
Is that them? Electric GT, it's them.
That's it.
So
Oh, yeah, there it is.
yeah, click there.
I don't know if it'll let you.
Yeah, it lets you view it on here. So there you go.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh boy.
No, just scroll down. See, look at the transmission right there.
Oh, yeah,
Boom.
to your left right
Yep,
there.
they got
See?
a transmission.
And then
Yeah.
you got you got a what the hell is that called? A transfer case?
Yeah, transfer case for all-wheel drive
yeah.
or four-wheel drive.
Yeah, I will tell you, it looks cool in the engine bay.
Hang on. let me-
Yeah, it does look a lot better than what your other engines
Yeah.
look
I mean,
like.
it's
your other.
appealing, and that's what they did. They tried
Yeah.
to appeal to.
And
the
the,
senses.
the thing about it is, like, you can bolt it to your standard drive line.
Yeah, but what do you do? What do you get all the battery? You gotta get.
You got to put batteries in it, but you got to put batteries in any one.
Yeah.
But at least it looks
There's a bell housing
more
right there on the
natural.
block.
Yep. Is it? No.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's it right there. Look,
Oh.
you see
Yeah,
where
yeah.
the starter hump and
Oh,
everything.
Yeah, right there. Up, yeah.
What's the starter for?
Oh, you know
There's
what?
no
Well,
starter.
because
That's a good point.
the bell housing was for a regular engine, I guess.
You sure?
Yeah. All right.
You don't need a radiator.
Yeah, think about it. You don't need a radiator, but there's so much
What-
weight in batteries. Yeah, unless you had some kind of lithium battery cell or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Tim, you wanted to mention the
The event with
the event.
Chelsea.
Oh, the Freedom Factory event.
Yeah,
Freedom
yeah.
Factory.
Yeah, I just
pay-per-view
I
event.
don't remember the date on it, but what I thought was interesting, and the reason why I wanted to bring that up is we had talked about before. Why cancel the events? Just do pay-per-view, and there was mixed reviews on a lot on that topic on Facebook. Oh, nobody would want to. Why would anybody want to pay-per-view? People don't want to do that. But I said they would do it just to be able to still watch it. Oh, well, they're
look.
people are one person's going to pay-per-view.
It's like Guillermo's watching us or something because he posted a 1,000 horsepower all electric M5 BMW has in the works.
Oh, nice. He probably is. But anyways, so yeah, I just wanted to point that out. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm not going to pay to watch it, but I actually saw the event and I was like, oh, I wonder if I could register. So then I'm like, man, how do I register? How to register? I'm like, all this cool stuff's happening. They're going to do Von Gittin versus Chelsea Denofa and Taylor Ray and Alan Melzi and all these other things. And then you choose the layout. And I started thinking, what do you mean you choose the layout? So I guess they're going to have I think that's it right there. Yep. This is it here. Oh man.
Hang on, I think you got a way around it, but go ahead.
Okay. But so I just thought it was pretty cool. And the people that
here it
haven't
is.
heard about it,
There we
check
go.
it out. It's a TV show is basically what you're going to watch. I would pay pay-per-view to watch Formula Drift because it's a competition. I want to see who's going to win.
Yeah.
You know what? It's crazy the kind of the vendors this guy pulls.
Well, because he has it's only because he has the following.
Yeah, but it's funny. Formula Drift could never get Summit. Like you never see them do.
You don't think they
anything.
could?
Why didn't Storm Summit sponsor any of the freaking Road to Atlantis? Like at least have something
That's true.
to do with it. They're right there.
Well, the thing with the Freedom Factory and Cletus is that he's big into all different types of performance too, though. He's not. It's not just exclusive.
No,
to
I
drifting.
get it, but I'm saying you can see the different kind of pull this guy has.
Oh, he has a lot
compared
of pull,
to
right?
somebody else
Yeah, look, it has 24,900 likes, and
in
it's
2 days.
In 2 days, right?
Yeah, but that's a Garrett 1320 video. That doesn't.
Oh, that's even Garrett. That's not even him.
That's yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder what.
Yeah, what
Cletus is
Cletus has on it. Yeah.
So track looks good though. I mean, he did a good job with it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
A
really.
lot of people
yeah.
helped him out though. A lot of people gave him free stuff.
Well, that 3/16, whatever those guys with the Lamborghinis, they did the center pad, their construction, their GCs, and they poured the center slab.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's a huge center pad, so they can literally train. I won't be surprised if Formula Drift ends up switching it up next year
From OSW to there.
to there.
It would make sense for them because of the audience it's gonna.
Yeah, Cletus gets more spectators to his burnout events than they probably do
Yeah.
for a Formula Drift event.
And that's just
Probably. Yeah.
so. Anyways, check it out if you want to do a pay per view. Support it. I don't think I will.
I gotta pay. Yeah, no.
Well, I guess it depends on how much it is too. If it's like $5, then I may do it.
Yeah. Why not? You know.
That's not big. That's not bad. But if it's like UFC, you know, it's like
We can do a live
80
stream on
bucks.
it.
They won't let us go in there. They won't let us go in there.
No, we can do a live stream of.
Of us
Oh, do a
reacting-
live stream of the
Of
pay
us-
per view.
of the
That
pay-per-view.
might be a bad idea. When is it?
June 6th.
Yeah, why can't we do a live stream of the pay?
Can we do
I
a
don't
live
know.
stream of the pay per view?
No,
Why not?
because
After it and air it after. Well,
no, you can't do that. It's like copyright stuff.
Well, the people do it on UFC all the time, but they have people designated to find it, and Cletus doesn't have that.
yeah, come on.
He has money, but he doesn't have money where he
doesn't
has
have much.
people purposely seeking to make sure nobody live streams their.
We got 4 viewers, so they're not.
Yeah,
we're
I mean,
really
all four.
not gonna-
We split it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah. Okay.
We can say we bought a pay per view for every viewer.
Yeah. Where's our donation? We're donating back to the community.
You again with that.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about, or I think we've pretty much covered everything, right?
Up to now, yeah. Well, for what we know, yes.
For
Well,
what we know.
what are we?
What-
Okay.
Are you guys gonna go to that event?
I'm gonna go next
I know
week.
he's going,
so
but
so
is
basically, the
anybody else
event, an OSW event next week. It starts at it's pay at the gate. Gates open at 10.
Yes.
So I'm gonna leave here early Saturday morning, probably at 6.
Wow, that's early. Well,
Yeah.
you got a long drive and you got a trailer
Yeah.
too.
You gonna try to drive back too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, you're gonna be dead.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, worst case scenario, I can crash at Rich's,
Yeah, yeah.
or I try to go up there the night before, and then crash at Rich's to be there early. But I wasn't planning. I'm not gonna stay to the end of the event. The event ends, I think, at 6. It's 10 to 6 or something like that.
No,
or-
it's 9 o'clock.
Oh, 10 to 9?
Yeah.
Oh, 10 to 9. So I'll probably leave like around 5 or 6. You know?
Oh no, I think it's gonna be packed, man. I think it'd be a jam-packed event.
Well,
It was packed last time.
how
Yeah.
now what's
event.
packed? Like 50 drivers, you think?
Well, how many runs did everybody get?
No,
I
there
don't
was
remember.
there was a ton of seat time. There was maybe there wasn't that many cars.
Now nobody goes on the oval though, right?
Yeah.
You could go.
I mean saying like everybody, the majority of drivers do the skid pad.
Correct.
Yeah.
Just the oval's open probably most of the time too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole time, for the most part.
Right.
Yeah,
but
you can just go to the oval and drive it for about a minute and a half, and then they'll flag you, and then you could just drive back around, and get back in line for the oval.
maybe I'll do the oval a couple times.
There's no run group for the oval.
Oh,
It's
there's
just-
run groups for the skid pad?
Yes,
Oh, how many run groups they do?
3. They do an A, B, and C.
I think that's
C
too
is
many.
beginner, B is intermediate,
Okay.
and then A is advanced. And B you can tandem, but you're limited.
Right.
Like one with one other guy, but with A class it's send it.
And what class class usually has the most drivers? Probably B.
I think B.
B has
So maybe I can get into the beginners class. A.
So C.
See,
Yeah, just I'm
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Sir, you're linking the whole track. No, I don't know. Just happens.
beginner's luck.
Was there a lot of people messing up?
Yeah,
was there
it
a lot
was-
of novices.
Not as much as we would see back in the day. Like most of the people had a grasp.
No, I don't think there's.
But there was a few people where I was kind of like pulling my hair out, like you haven't learned anything. But anyway,
Yeah, I just want to highlight Gabriel Jordan wrote the Skidpad is in groups only until late in the day, then they run open.
oh okay,
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. When people start running tires, you don't really have that many people left. Some people leave early, like I will.
Yeah.
Let me open up. Makes sense.
Yep.
yeah.
Oh. So are you, any of you guys you gonna go with? You gonna go up there? Or what do you think?
I'm gonna try to go,
That's
but
good. I'll let you know if I'm gonna leave the day before. Or I'm probably gonna leave it in the morning. I think probably middle of the week.
In the
I'll-
morning is easy, but it's just that
Getting back, we'll see.
Getting back, yeah.
So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load up the car probably on Wednesday or Thursday.
Trust me, I
Okay.
did it when we went to Sarasota, and that was like.
Yeah.
I wish I would have stayed somewhere. I went with what's his name? It was me and God, what the hell? I forgot his name now.
Oh, Carlos,
Carlos.
big Carlos.
yeah, I remember Carlos. Yeah.
Yeah. Went with Carlos.
And didn't he have like the rig that had like a 5-gallon gas tank or something like that?
Yeah,
he
so
had
we
gas
had to
like
fill up like freaking
yeah,
all the time.
he had like a, I don't know.
He had like
he
a
was told
tote-
like a 3-car trailer,
He had a
4-car trailer.
gooseneck truck with just like a 18-gallon tank. So it was like, oh my god,
He'll
man,
stop
we must
us
have
here.
filled up like 30 times.
Carlos, what happened to Carlos?
We didn't end. We were supposed to leave
I haven't heard from him.
at 6 o'clock. We didn't leave till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh no.
You know, one of the best things about Carlos is you always knew he was going to bring a grill and he was going to bring food.
Yeah, food.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, he would just grill like tons of food, just grilling and grilling and grilling, and with his little towel, and that was great. Those are good times.
I just also want to mention Gabriel said, and no one drives the oval because you'll roast a set of tires in 3 laps.
Oh,
That is true.
interesting.
That is true.
Good
It
to
is
know.
very abrasive.
Kind of like your personality.
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I'll
And your,
run.
your beard looks abrasive.
It is.
You
I'll
gotta
run your
clean that.
tires out.
Ask his Android.
He could have his Android shave him later.
Yeah, she doesn't do very good. You see, that's why I need a human. So
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Hang on.
Oh.
Just one final
I know you
note.
guys would come around to my analogy.
Gabriel said, by the way, Tommy announced the June 6th event will have a drift games competition.
Yes.
$5 buy-in and winner gets the pot.
Drift games?
You're talking about pot is it money? Because I mean I know how the Orlando guys roll.
Yeah.
I guess.
Pot is it money or paraphernalia?
Who knows?
What's a drift game?
Well,
Like
like what
love
we used to
games?
do. No, like what we used to do. We used to do different games where we did the drift basketball and whatever they're gonna do.
Oh, that's
games
what
like
you're
that,
gonna do?
yeah. Hopefully, do it towards the-
I think they did. I think Alan Melzi had a video like where they did that. I don't know.
He's always doing other videos. Anyways, yeah, I don't have anything else I want to talk about.
Yeah, me neither.
Alrighty. Folks, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. We hope to see you next time. And if you have any comments, feel free to leave it down below. And stay safe out there. It's crazy. I understand the quarantine life isn't for everybody, but it's very important you follow the guidelines so that way we can see you at future drift events. So take care. Hope to see you soon.
Don't
Bye.
forget to charge your Androids.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened to me once. It was bad.
Okay.